Well, hello. Welcome to today's. Today is day 28. 28 of our 40 days of sacred clearing for women over 40. Yay! And my name is Allison Rozelle. I'm also known as Coach Roz, and I am here today to talk about another thing that you can do in sacred clearing. So, first of all, I wore my hair down because someone sent me a message and says, "You never wear your hair down. You always have a headband or have a ponytail or whatever." I'll just say this. I love when I can wear my hair down, but my hair is hot. I have no other way to put it. It gets hot having these long locks, but I love them and I'm not ready to cut them. So, what are you going to do? But yes, I wore them down and I feel pretty with them down. I mean, I feel pretty regardless of how I wear them, but yeah, I went ahead and wore them down. So, there you go. All right, so today is all about journaling. Woo! So the reason I wanted to talk about journaling is because, okay, so we talked about here recently, we talked about feng shui. We talked about building your sacred space in your home. We talked about smudging. And then we also talked about prayer. So these are all ways that when I think about sacred clearing and I think about these processes and how they are really good tools to, you know, basically connect you and reconnect you to spirit, because that's what we all want, right? We want to have that connection to God, to spirit, Holy Spirit, however you address that force. I say God, I say Holy Spirit, because that just resonates with me, and that's what I say. But the whole point is we want to have that connection. And, we talked about feng shui because feng shui was all about the flow and making sure that, everything in your home is a part of the flow. And when things are flowing in the right energy, right? When you don't have a lot of clutter around you, it opens you up. It actually changes your mood, right? So, you're sitting around, you're feeling all sad and depressed, but if you do something to give your room a fresh look where everything is in alignment, everything complements each other, and it just makes it feel better. It changes and shifts the energy of the room. I promise you it does. So you want to do that because when you do that, that leaves your open channel. You're open to receive your messages. So when you're in prayer and in meditation, you can actually get the messages that you need. All the divine downloads of information, you are open now to receive them because there's no clutter. You've cleared the energy. You've got yourself centered, right? So that is why I wanted to talk about those things. So this is yet another tool that you can use to connect, okay? So journaling. Some people like it. Some people don't really understand it. So I'll say this. Journaling to me, well, okay. So there are different kinds of journaling, right? So, we have people who will keep a food journal because they're on, a mission to like get healthier. And whether that means lose weight or that means, just being just more cognizant of what they're eating and more aware of what they're eating and putting into their bodies. Excuse me. So some people keep a food journal and some people have to do it like for health reasons, as far as like, they're diabetic and they have to keep track of what they're eating so that way they know, okay, I don't want to eat too much starch or carbs because that'll make my sugar levels elevate, things like that. So You have those types of journals. Then you have, workout journals where people journal, how much have I worked out today? Did I work out enough? What did I, how did I feel when I did it, right? Then you have journals. Some people keep journals for like their children and the things that their children do. So as far as they're growing and, the skills that they have or have obtained and so on and so forth. So, there's different types of journals. And then there's the personal thing of journaling, of where you are writing. So journaling, you could do, oh man, there's so many different ways that you can journal. You can do your journal writing what happened in the day. A lot of people will journal and say, today was a good day. I did this, I did that. Today was a bad day, because this happened and that happened, so on and so forth. Some people keep a gratitude journal. That's a good thing to do. What I do is I journal and I script. So scripting is basically you writing out your intentions of what you want, but you're writing it in present tense. I couldn't spit that out for some reason. You're writing it in present tense like it's happening right now. So if, let's say, I have the intention or prayer to go to Bali, which I do. And I've been journaling on that. So let's say I want to go to Bali, Indonesia. So I could, script, yes, I'm sitting here in Bali, and it's beautiful, and I have a beautiful, retreat home that I'm staying in, where I'm looking at the beach and the beautiful black sand, and I'm about to go take a yoga class. And then the next line is, I'm in this beautiful yoga class and it's open and airy and there's beautiful flowers and I hear the animals outside and, just all that stuff. So you're basically just writing it as if it's happening right now. Because in honesty, it really is. It's happening right now. It's manifesting for you right now. You just got to get your mindset in alignment with that. So journaling is something that I do. So I like to script. I start with gratitude. I always start with gratitude. Even if I'm just writing the same thing that I wrote yesterday, I'm still starting with gratitude, because I always want to make sure that God knows I am grateful. I am grateful and I am thankful. Everything is not, peaches and cream all of the time, but what I do have, I'm thankful for it, right? So that's why I always start with gratitude when I journal. And then I'll go into scripting, setting intentions, and just do that. So that's a great way to do a clearing, is to get those ideas and goals on paper in a different way. Instead of getting them on paper and saying, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go start the gym, on Monday. I'm going to, go and look at possibly, I don't know, going back to school or whatever. So instead of just saying that, change the format, change the story, raise your vibration by scripting it. And when you're scripting it, it becomes a lot more vivid. It becomes a lot more real. And then it becomes exciting, because then it's like, I am creating this reality for myself, which you totally have the power to do, because you are the co-creator of your life. So you are writing this script out as it's happening here and here, in your mind and in your heart. So you write it out and you script it out, and it's a beautiful process. So that is another great way to connect with spirit by writing the vision just as like it's happening right now. And if you don't do that on a regular basis, start doing it, and I promise you it'll change your life. I promise you. It's good. Another thing that you can do is something that my coach has talked about, called morning pages. And what it is basically either early in the morning or before you go to bed at night. Because we have so much information in our heads, right? I mean, we're bombarded by so much information all day long. Social media, things with Google. We can Google anything, nowadays. And, then we have things from work or our businesses, and then our kids, and then our families, and all this information is thrown at us all day long. So a lot of times it gets muddled, right? It gets really muddled in there, and you're like, okay, I'm overwhelmed. I'm freaking out, and I just feel very right now, right? So here's what you can do when that starts happening, when you just don't feel in the flow and you feel a block. A really good thing to do is just when you get up early in the morning, just basically you're just doing a dump of writing. It doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to be, anything coherent, I guess that's the word. It doesn't have to be that at all, because this is not something that you're going to sit and read or let someone else read. This is just you just basically getting all of the gunk out of your brain early in the morning. Write for 20 minutes if you can. If you got that much going on, and a lot of us do, sit and just write. And it's the first time I ever did this, I'm like, okay, I know I'm not supposed to look at it, but I can't help it. And I'm looking, and I'm like, wow, that's a lot of stuff in my mind right now, and this is very random. But I felt like so relieved after I did that. Now, let me just say, I didn't read it right after I wrote it, because that would kind of defeat the purpose, because then it's depositing it back into my brain. I didn't do that. It was later on in the day, and I just kind of skimmed over to see what exactly did I write, because I was not reading it. I was just writing. I'm a lefty, so I have to do that. Yeah. So yeah, I was just writing. And it was very random, and I actually got very tickled by it. But you can do that, and it really works. Either early in the morning, or if you're having trouble sleeping, falling asleep, having restful sleep because you got so much on your mind, do it before you go to bed. That's a really good time to do it. Take you 20 minutes and just get you a pad and pen and write that stuff out. Get it all out of your head, and then take a few deep breaths. And you're clear. It's amazing. It's amazing things. Now, legally, I can't say that I promise that it's going to work. And I said that on the other thing, but, legally, I can't say that. But I'll just say, try it, and you'll see. It's a great thing to do. So another thing with journaling, sometimes if you can't quite think of what you want to journal about, you can get a little help. So another great way to get a little help is by using affirmation cards. So like I have the One Manifesting Fertility Goddess deck by Abiola Abrams. I have the Sacred Journey Oracle deck by Vicky Ayala. And I also have, let me get these out because my box has really, it shows I use these suckers a lot. And then these are the African Goddess Affirmation Cards by Abiola Abrams. And then I have another deck of cards, but I don't see them. They must be on my, one of my shelves or something. But yeah, so sometimes you can pull a card and find out what you might need to concentrate on, journal on, meditate on. So, like you could just pull, and it's never random. We could say pull a random card, but it's never random. Sometimes I'll think of a number and shuffle, and then sometimes I just shuffle, and then when I get tired of shuffling, that's when I pull. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull now. So like this. This is a great card. Can't really see it because of the glare, but the word is intentional. Be on purpose. Live by design. Nothing is random. Ha. So take control. So you could totally journal off of this. You can journal off the fact that, you want to start living on purpose and by design, and that, nothing is random, and it's not. Everything is purposed. There's no random. And how are you going to, take control of that and just start writing the vision for yourself? So that was actually a good card. Wow. Thank you. So yeah, you can totally do that. And what I like to do, because I'm just me, I have this journal. I need a new one because this one is about full. Well, I think, show my old one. For some reason, I got really stuck on this color, but this one has a dream catcher on the front, and I've used this one a lot, and it's full. So then I found this one, and it has the cute little mermaid on there, and it says beautiful dreamer, and that is what I do. So, I write, different ink and all that stuff, and that's just my way of doing it. But you find the way that feels good to you, that's in alignment with you. But journaling is something that I'm very thankful that I do, and I've added, to my life. So, yeah. And that's all I have. Thank you so much for joining me. If you want to listen to this on the go, be sure to go to soundcloud.com/Coach Roz. You can listen on the go. Also, that is the home of the new Starting Over at 40 podcast that is launching on Tuesday. On a Tuesday. Yeah. So that's all I got. Thank you so much for joining me. I love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. And I will talk to you again soon. Bye.